welcome to FM1 Spotlight. My name is Jada from Republika FM1, and today we will be chatting with this newlywed because 2020 didn't happen, so I still consider her in her honeymoon stage, okay? I mean, after getting married in March 2020, we all went to lockdown, right? Who, according to her website, I like this phrase, Manila born and raised, New York appraised. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I can hear her laughing even if she's still on mute right now. Let's all welcome to FM1 Spotlight, Mica Javier. Woo.
Hi everyone.
So if JR is the Prince of R&B, we have the Princess of R&B, Mica Javier. It goes, right? It follows, right?
I have a moniker. Nobody has ever given me like a tagline like that. So I don't even know what mine is.
So I guess you're the
R&B Kyla, isn't it? Or she's a queen. I don't know.
Let's upgrade you to queen then. So JR is like a prince consort or something like that. Right? If we're gonna follow the English monarchy.
Yeah, because it's king.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm the queen of the king of R&B.
Yes, there you go. Mica Javier, the queen of the king of R&B, ladies and gentlemen, and the crowd goes wild. So Mica, it's been a long time since I saw you. I guess many moons ago in Boracay. You weren't married then yet.
Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah, you weren't, right?
That we were having events in Boracay. It shows how long ago that was.
Yes, and so tell us. I mean, when you got married in Boracay last year, going straight to lockdown, how is married life?
To be honest with you, it was awesome because me and JR had very active lives before the lockdown. So I would always be at tapings for my teleseries, and JR would always be out doing his shows, his concerts, his world tours, and we would never really be in the house together for we'd be there to sleep or just quickly without other people. I mean, each other rushing out the door. But then during lockdown, obviously we were forced to stay inside. It was really a blessing in disguise for us because we got quality time together with basically uninterrupted quality time to learn each other as a newlywed couple, to figure out how to make a home, to figure out how to be domesticated, to learn how to cook and clean together, and basically figure out your household and your flow as a couple. So it was really cool. And we were able to stay creative, like very creative throughout the whole lockdown. So for us, I could honestly say that it was super, super fun. And probably the biggest blessing that we could get, because when will you ever have time to really just be home?
That's so
to really
true.
Get to know, the person that you're gonna be with for the rest of your life. So for us, it was really good.
This is like a stretched out honeymoon.
Yeah, like not the honeymoon that we imagined, but I think the lessons and the blessings and learning each other's communication styles is really like a great foundation for us. So yeah,
I'm having goosebumps while you're talking about your married life with JR. I'm like, I think I'm
really
kinikilig or something. Yeah, I'm getting giddy.
All right, like it probably wouldn't be your typical answer because sometimes lockdowns make people antsy and
that's true.
Get cabin fever, but for us, it's like we really enjoyed ourselves, or maybe it's in our personalities to not turn a bad situation into a worse situation. So we just tried to find the blessings in everything.
Mm-hmm. So now that you've been in lockdown, quarantine or whatever it is that you want to call it in this pandemic, together for more than a year, was there still something new to learn, even if you were together before you got married for several years as well? Was there still something new to learn about JR, about yourself as well? What did you learn? First about JR, your husband.
There's so much. there's so much. And I feel like you learn even more along the way because it's different before you're married. Like
That's
being
true.
boyfriend, girlfriend, it's kind of like, okay, there's still like an option to go to be out of it.
That's
But
right. Yeah.
once you're married, it's like, oh, okay, this is what it is. So I learned that JR is very eco-friendly and wants to turn off all the lights and all the aircon, and like immediately as soon as you leave a room, even just to get water, when you go back up to the room, all the lights are off, the aircon's off, and I get used to it because like
You just leave them on.
usually they're on, and then I just go in and out, and like it was a lot of adjusting also. Like, not that it was hard, but like he's very eco-friendly, eco-conscious. What else? He's also super matakaw at night. Like,
Oh no.
his eating habits are completely opposite to mine. Where like I love breakfast. I love to wake up early and make myself a good breakfast. Jera likes to sleep in a little bit, but like at midnight, he will go down to the fridge and find whatever it is that he can find to eat. And I'm like, I can't eat like past 8 p.m. You know what I mean? Like, it's just opposite
Yeah. He
eating.
probably will get acid reflux or something.
Yeah.
Right?
So things like that. There's a lot. He's really into plants. He's become.
What? He's a plantito.
I'm not. I'm really bad at taking care of plants. For some reason, they just die. I have 3 new plants right now, actually, that I'm so careful with because I don't want them to die. And so far, they're doing well. But like all the other plants I've tried to take care of indoors, they all died. But every plant that JR put together or takes care of, they're all alive.
It thrives. They thrive. But so what did you learn about yourself?
About myself,
Yeah,
okay.
during this quarantine.
I learned that space is important for your mental sanity, just as a person,
True.
and not against other people or the person that you live with. But like you need time for yourself to just be with yourself and to recalibrate and balance, your mental and your emotional and your spiritual state, even physical. So like it's good to know to let each other have that space and not always be breathing down each other's backs and stuff. So that
True.
was one of the first lessons when the lockdown happened. Because parang one time we got into a fight and I literally just had to sleep in a guest room for a few days. And it wasn't him. I just felt like we're just at home 24/7 and we're just all over each other all the time.
Yeah.
But so when that happens, it could be a conflict. So you learn how to manage it, and so that you avoid getting into those situations. And also proper communication also is really important. There's a lot of things. Like the less serious things that I learned are cooking. I'm a really good cook now. Been cooking everything for JR. Like if we were craving something from a restaurant, I literally would look up the recipe similar to it and I would make it at home.
Oh, that's nice. That's very sweet.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's more, but those are like the
a few things
points that I can point out.
I see Caress post your behind the scenes TikTok, the way you make your TikTok. She would take a shot from behind. You guys were facing the camera doing your dance moves and doing your dance moves. Yeah.
When we were shooting the music video with Catriona Gray and Sam Milby.
Wow.
And so we had like a little downtime, and I'm always trying to get JR to do TikToks with me, especially the dancing ones. And he humors, like he joins me sometimes. And then I was excited that Caress was there in our house because we were literally just talking about social media and how you should post content consistently and don't fall off of it just because it's lockdown or whatever. So then I was like, oh, boo, let's make a TikTok. Yun pala, Caress was literally behind the piano watching us the whole time. She was taking video. So after I was done with the TikTok, I ran up to Caress and I was like, Caress, look what TikTok we made. And I was so proud to show it to her. And she was just, no, not so excited. And then she whips out her phone and she was like, binibidyohan ko kayong dalawa, kanina pa kayo. And so,
Uh,
yun pala, she was watching us the whole time, which was so funny.
and that was one take, if I'm not mistaken. Caress Caballera, hi, shout out to Caress from Cornerstone.
Hi, Caress.
Yeah, and do you collaborate with JR with the moves, or do you make the dance moves and he just follows?
So I learned the dance challenges on TikTok, and then I
Wow.
teach JR the steps, and then we do it together. But then sometimes there are TikToks that we just think are funny, so we just make them our own.
That's cute. But so now not serious talk now. What's cooking in the kitchen? And when I say kitchen, not the recipes that you whip up, but in the recording studio. What's cooking in the
Oh my
recording studio?
gosh! So I'm really glad you asked because I've been working on a lot of original songs this year, really since
Yay.
December. And my plan was to release an EP, but unfortunately, due to COVID and all the lockdowns, the ECQs, it's been so slow to try to get musicians over to record and to try to collab with people. It's just taking way longer than I anticipated. But I went on a writing streak. Like I had writer's block for years. For a long time, it was so hard for me to get anything out. And then when I had my taping lock in January, that's when because I'm literally stuck in a resort at taping alone in my hotel room. So all I did was think of songs. Like, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to say? And they just started flowing out, and I just started recording my demos. And so I have a few songs lined up. I have
Yay.
I have my eye on a few collabs. Hopefully they come to fruition. And then I actually have my first single from that set that's coming out really soon. My first single from the new batch of music that I'm working on is coming out. And I'm so excited because it was delayed a few months. But I'm
Oh,
very excited because I went all out on the music video. Like I had everything lined up: music video, behind the scenes of the music video shoot, karaoke videos, lyric videos, acoustic, strip version, live performance, all of it.
all the works, man. All the works. I love that. But since you mentioned that you were recording this from home, right? So how was
Yeah.
the work from home setup when you were recording before you started going out and making the videos and looking for your collaborations and other versions of the song?
Okay, so I have a little office area desk, just like a small space for my stuff, and I have my laptop there with my little Yeti USB mic, and whenever I tracks, I just record my demos on Logic there by myself. And when I feel like it's good enough, or sometimes I'll ask for JR's opinion. If it's good, if we both think that it's good, then we'll record it in our studio, which is on the third floor of our house. So we have a professional studio in our home, which is so convenient because we work out of there so much. We've shot a lot of music videos there. We've recorded everything there. We've recorded soundtracks for films there, jingles. We also have a dance room connected to it. So any rehearsals we might have, we do it all there from the comfort of our home. So that's our setup at home. In terms of
JR Studio, which is your studio now at home, is I think the envy of many artists, especially when we went into lockdown, right?
yeah, exactly. Like we're so lucky that we were able to set it up before.
Way before. I mean, you guys had it before, right? Before the
Yeah.
lockdown and all this stuff, it's all updated, it's all up to par, it's beautiful. I've seen some photos of it. I don't know if from online or from Jimmy Muna. I'm not so sure, but yeah, you're the envy of probably many local artists who were also inspired, to produce albums, music during the pandemic. But I want to ask you, Mica, like many artists during the pandemic, were you also inspired or compelled to create music? Like what we were talking about a while ago, while you were in a shoot, while you were shooting a teleserie in
Yeah.
lockdown, yeah?
Yeah.
So were you compelled to create music? Was it because you were alone?
Well, I wanted to make music again because I spent so many of the recent years um, more on the TV and showbiz side of my career, which was great. I'm grateful for those opportunities, but with that,
Yeah.
the schedule, parang the music side kind of got pushed to the side.
Sidetrack. Yeah.
So when I was finished with a lot of my shows, I was like, I wanna do music again. Like it's been so long. I'm different now. I've grown as a person, as an artist, probably even vocally, even as a writer. So I really wanna make it a goal to release new music. That was my first inspiration. Second inspiration was because I was alone a lot in my hotel room, and you know, not really gonna mingle and go out of your hotel room when you have time. So I just started listening to all these tracks and songs and started getting creative and imagining whatever I wanted my music to sound like. So yeah, it definitely helped. Kind of puts you it I feel like the pandemic and the lockdown pushed us in a corner and where we all feel like, oh my god, like we can't do anything. But from there, it's up to you if you want to do something about it or not. So I feel like my outlet was to create, and that's how it happened.
That's nice. So you mentioned a while ago you were also listening to music. So who's your favorite local artist? I know there will be a lot in your head. So let's pick three.
So there's this new artist. I don't know if you know of her yet, but she's dope. Her name is Lisha. Artist name is Lisha, Lesha, Lisha Liton. And she's awesome. I've met her like 2016 at ABS-CBN. She was so new, but she produces her own stuff. She is probably the only female artist who's also her own vocal producer, music producer, mixer, video shooter, editor. So I may or may not have a collab with her.
Yay!
It's like women empowerment, right?
Okay.
Another artist that I really love.
That's right.
You know what? There's so many, but I really appreciate the artists that are really going out of their way to go to like push boundaries. So I love what Nadine did with her Wildest Dreams release, where it was kind of like a visual album. Super dope because, you know, it's kind of hard to push that kind of sound to the masa market of the film.
That's pretty
Did it
impressive.
anyway. Like kudos to her, and that's so cool. Lona Garcia. I love Kiana's music's really dope.
Okay, you
Curtis
already got four.
is really dope.
You already got five.
I don't want to say JR and Chris Lawrence and them because I always say them. So I'm trying to find new artists.
I think that's a
to talk.
given.
It's a
That's
given.
a given already.
Like the usual. It's like, oh, Gary V, Regine Velasquez, da da da. So I'm trying to think of who was I really looking at over the down, like that inspire me also, you know. So those are the few Filipino ones that I really appreciate their work. Yeah.
I like that most of them. I like that they're women. The first few ones that you mentioned are like, they're all girls.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, right?
See, it's like
But it's so
this
nice. It's
whole
so nice.
girl, women empowerment, girl power situation that I'm really into. Because there's this culture that I notice on social media where they just pit girls against each other. Mas magaling si ganito, mas magaling si ganito, ginagaya si ganito. But it's like, no, like everybody has their own lane. Everybody has their own personality, their own strengths. So like, why not just celebrate all of them? Depends
And
on
we're
your...
all
listen to, right? So like
And we're
there's
all helping each other out, right?
yeah, and the more of us that do it, the more people will know about it, the more our music will spread to other areas, not just in the Philippines.
I
So it's
want to
really
talk about I want to also talk about your Kumu activities. Because I know, yeah, you're having so much fun in Kumu, just like, many of the other local artists are doing right now. But first, let's do this. Okay, this is going to be a quick one. So this is a first for me. This was inspired by Emma Corrin's interview in Vogue UK. Okay, I saw this one online. Let's play the last. Okay, so there's just 6 items here. Okay, but I did not tell you what are the items so that, it's going to be like an
surprised.
on-the-spot thing. First thing
Okay.
comes to mind. Yeah! Okay. First, the last thing and time you cooked.
Thing and time I cooked.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't cook it. I made a blueberry, banana, langka, papaya, peanut butter shake for breakfast. Is
Wow.
that because I always do
Yeah,
that in the mornings, and I always make one for me and one for JR. But then
oh my God.
we kind of had a lot of errands, so I didn't get to cook like a real meal after that. So that was the last time. Yesterday morning, blueberry shake with all those other extra ingredients.
That sounds so healthy.
It's super refreshing.
So healthy.
Like it's been so hot lately. So
That's right. It's very refreshing. Okay, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna since we're recording this, I'm gonna rewind that when I play this and look at all the you look at all the things that you included in that. Now, the last song you practiced with.
I can't tell you because it's my single.
Oh, okay. Okay, the
Literally.
last song you practiced with that's not your song.
Okay, it's still my song, but it's out. I was practicing Skin on Skin,
Oh,
the last single that I released last October last year. So I was JR has this thing that he does with me where he teaches me like little vocal runs and little exercises to improve my vocal control. So we were practicing with my song Skin on Skin.
that's
When was
nice.
it? I think this was like last week, Sunday.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
So JR is also your vocal coach.
Now he is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now he is.
So
Okay.
good. He's so good.
Does he do that for a fee?
No, not for me, but he is coming out with a master class. It's like a advanced singing master class. He's coming out with that really soon. He's been working on it. So people are going to be able to pick up some gems from his vocal styles and techniques. So if you guys want to look out for that, it's the King of R&B's master class coming out soon.
I'm definitely gonna watch out for that. I wanna check it out. Okay, the last TikTok material you guys, or you uploaded.
Oh, I uploaded a dance video.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot the name of the song, but it's the one like shoot, what is it? The Missy Elliott one. Oh man,
is it like a TikTok dance?
Yeah, the dance challenge.
Challenge.
I like to get to know ya, so I could phone ya. What's that Missy song?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh!
We cut that I said I don't know, Tony, because nakakahiya. Yeah. Okay.
You guys can check out my TikTok, and if you see the Missy Elliott one, that's the one.
Okay. All right. So that's the last one that you uploaded on TikTok. The last time you dressed up for something. Hala, ang tagal na.
I don't know. I don't remember. I guess
wedding,
my
perhaps?
music video, does that count?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's all styled and everything. That was the last time, last month. But like dress up to go somewhere. I haven't worn heels in over a year.
Oh,
I haven't worn heels for my wedding.
Yeah. High five, man.
Like I don't even know
Oh my God, you're right. You probably have outgrown some of your heels or
Yeah,
something. Because, you know.
I'm actually doing like decluttering. The things that I don't need, I realize can go because, let's make room for new blessings, I guess. Yeah, because we
That's
don't go
true.
out. Where are we gonna use our all these things for? I guess we
That's
go back
true.
to
That's true.
normal, but even then, I don't know.
You'd want to be wearing something else, I
Yeah,
suppose.
like by that time,
Right? When things go back to
yeah,
normal.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, the last online purchase. What was the last thing that you probably put to cart and checked out?
Swab test.
Are you serious? Is this for real?
I'm not even kidding you. I just ordered a PCR swab test, a home service one.
Okay, all right. Well,
What a
I did
weird
not expect
answer.
that. I
You
did
know what?
not expect that. I was expecting something like for the kitchen, you know.
I wish it was, but the last thing I purchased was literally a swab test.
Okay, the last short horror story experience.
Short horror story experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's a horror story because there's like a positive twist at the end, but this literally just happened yesterday.
Mm.
I was at the bank with JR and we had to submit paperwork, like some paperwork for the bank. And it took me a few weeks to put all of this paperwork together. And I gave the folder to JR.
Mm-hmm.
As we get to the bank, the folder was missing.
Bad king of
I was like,
Prince of
what?
R&B.
All these documents, right? And then we were like, how? Like, he was like, I swear, it was in the car. It was in the car. And then I called the house to see if anything fell there or fell out. None.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were literally scratching our heads, like where did it go? He even backtracked. He went to the car to look for it, and voila, like there was nothing. And then literally we were sitting there nervous and like kind of trying to figure out what to do. Somebody texts JR and says, Sir, meron po kayong naiwan na documents nahulog sa parking lot.
Oh.
So, sir, we found some documents that fell out in the parking lot. Please pick it up at Landmark. So literally there was a good Samaritan that freaking found these papers or this envelope in the parking lot and picked it up and brought it to the lost and found. And the lost and found person looked if there was a name or number and they texted JR. And we were able to get the papers and submit it to the bank. So that's a horror story with like a positive twist at the end.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is there's still some good people out in the world. Like the world may feel a little scary and toxic and negative right now for a lot of people, but there's still a lot of good people out in the world. So don't lose faith in humanity because you just never know when someone will come through for you.
That's true. Never lose faith. You know,
Yeah.
keep the faith. Keep the faith. Okay. So now that that's done, let's talk about your the Kumu world. How beautiful is Kumu? What are you finding out in Kumu right now, Mica?
Well, I haven't been so active on Kumu right now just because I've been focusing on my music and other things. But when I was very active over the lockdown, it was really nice to find a community of fellow artists, aspiring artists that were just, looking to share their talent with the world and like being supportive over each other and being supportive over fellow artists. It's a really nice community for people that love to sing and love to like talk or host and connect with people, Filipinos from all over the world. So yeah, one of the really cool things that came out of Kumu for us over the lockdown is Jamaica Jam, which we started out of, it was like random. We went on a live stream, like, what do we do? Like, we don't know what to do. And then some people were requesting to guest on the stream. So we would guest them and then they'd be like, hey, can I sing a song? And we'd be like, okay. So they'd sing and then they'd go they'd leave, and then someone else would want to come up. So we were like, oh, let's do a jam session where we just get people to sing. And it turned into a Jamaica Jam, and we built a community of, they're not just fans, but they're like aspiring artists themselves, or music lovers that just appreciate original music from Filipino artists. Just like a good, supportive energy from Kumu, which is really cool.
The nice thing, and what?
And you can monetize it, which is a big help during lockdown.
And so many safety measures around all over the place. Yeah. That's a nice thing.
What I like about Kumu is they have moderators to track streamers if they're following the guidelines, they're not exposing themselves or talking about explicit content and stuff like that. So, and then in the comment section, you're not allowed to use certain words. They automatically lock those words out, or ask bullies and harassers to get out, like just kind of keep the place PG and like a safer space. Obviously, like not like one or two times something will slip through, but for the most part, they're pretty good at keeping it safe.
Yeah, the nice thing about it is that the appeal is international, but it feels like home because these are Filipinos all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on that note, Mica, why don't you invite your fans, the Jamaica Jammers, and our viewers, and listeners to check out your socials and your website for updates on the album that's coming out really, really soon. Yay!
Yes, Micanators, Kumikers, Jamaica Jammers, and everybody else listening. I hope you guys can follow me on all my social media platforms. That's Mica on Instagram and Kumu, just Mica, and then Dareal Mica, Dareal Mica on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. My website basically has links to everything that I'm doing. So it's just micajavier.com. I also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/micajavier. And I would really love it if you guys would subscribe, because I'm posting consistent content now. Again, I kind of fell off of it, but now I'm doing it weekly. I'm doing weekly posts on my YouTube channel. So make sure to follow me so that you guys can get updated on everything, and make sure also to stream my songs on Spotify. All you have to do is look for Mica Javier on Spotify, and all my songs are there.
Well, so excited for you, Mica. And of course, all you got to do, guys, is to request for your songs on Republika FM1, right? Okay. Yay. So excited for you, Mica, and looking forward to your album, of course. You're gonna announce it here on Republika FM1. Yeah, 87.5. Yeah, we're gonna play your song for. Yes, we're gonna do that.
That would be awesome.
Thank you so much, Mica Javier. Boys and girls, looking forward to your upcoming album. Now, this is brought to you by radio stations under Philippine Broadcasting Service, Republika FM1, FM1 Davao, Capital FM2, RRP1, and RP2. Thank you, Team Manila. Team Manila is available online through dailygrindstore.com, Team Manila and Lazada stores. Always tune in to Republika FM1 875, #1 station on the radio dial, FM1 Manila on the Radio Nation app, which you can download free of charge on your Android and or iOS. FM1 Manila streaming live online via pbs-fm.com. And let's feel the love right there on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Republika FM1 Manila and Republika FM1 Davao. And on Twitter, we are Republika FM1.
Microphones on and cameras set. We've heard their sound, and now it's time for us to ask around. FM1 Spotlight on Republicast, exclusively on FM1.